Hello friend, welcome back. In this video, I want to discuss about the data binding. It's very much important. One of the things for doing this, I want to first of all create one of the component, and I just name it as a check.js. Okay, so that is our check.js. So here I want to create one of the class component. So if you want to create some of the class component, like that is our learning. So here we have to add some of the initial things, right? So that is I just simply copy it, and now here I just simply paste it. That will be as a React, and then also I want to create one of the class. That means the class component, as I name it as a check. Okay, I just name it as a check, and it should be extend. That means it should be extend our component. So that is actually the component, and also here I added that component, right? Perfect. And also I want to added some of the render. That means the render. So here I added the render, and into the render area, first of all I want to return it. So our returned, and here I want to return our, I just take one of the div. Okay, I just take one of the div, and into the div area I take one of the h1 tag. So into the h1 it should be displayed as a hello easy learning. So this type of one of the h1 tag I just simply added on here. Okay, and also after that we have to export it. So I just simply added that export, and then default, export default our check. So I just name it as a check. Right friend, I hope you can well understand about it. So here I have created one of the class component. So that is our class component. So now we have to load it in our app.js that we see in our mother one. So better I want to actually change it. That means here I want to change it. I have created our name as the input as a check, and into the components I have created one of the file as a check. So that will be check, and also here I want to visible that check, right? So I just simply visible it. It's now activated. So now if you click as a save all, and now if you right now we don't need this. If you refresh it, yeah, you can see it's now showing our another component as a hello easy learning. Perfect. So now here I want to make that this part as a dynamic. So if you want to add that as a dynamic, that means if you go to our check, and here I want to make this part will be as a dynamic. So if you want to make the things dynamic, we can actually do that work with using that state, right? So we can use it here. So better, as I told you before, we can use some of the constructor, and after that there is some of the another sub constructor as a super, so you can actually use it. So now first of all I added as a constructor. Okay, that means the constructor, and to the constructor area I want to pass one of the props, and into the props area I want to take another sub constructor as a super, right? I hope you remember it. Into the super, that is actually the good practice. Okay, so I just simply added that props. So into the props area I want to added our state. That means with this I want to added that states. So that is our states, and into the states area I want to pass some of the array value. So here I just name it as a man. Okay, I just name it as a man, and into the man area I want to pass some of the array value. So I just name that. Okay, I just name one of the property as a name, and into the property area I want to put some of the value as a Kazi. Okay, Kazi Ariyan. Sorry. So I just simply name it as a Kazi Ariyan right now. So that will be our name. So now I want to actually pass this. I want to pass this in this position. That means here. So if you want to pass it, what exactly you have to do? Here you have to added one of the this, because with this I want to added our this states, right? That means these states, and after that these states they have also one of the array as a man. So I just simply added another one as a array as a man, and I want to added our first index, that means the 0 index data. So I just simply added that 0 index data, and then our name. Okay, so I just name it as a dot name. Perfect. So now it should be visible. Okay, so it should be visible our this name as a Kazi Ariyan. So now if you click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, yeah, you can see it's now showing as a hello and then Kazi Ariyan. That means this part actually the now dynamic. Okay, and also here I want to add one of the input field. So that is our div. So after that div, here I want to add one of the input field. So that will be as input, and input I want to finish it. So into the input field area, I want to take one of the type. Okay, type will be as a text type. So that will be as a text type. So now if you click as a save all, if you refresh it, yeah, you can see that I have also one of the input field as a text type. So here I hope you can well understand about it. So here I make the things dynamic, so with our constructor, and if you don't want to actually working with this like that way, if you want to directly access that states, which I have already discussed about that things with you, you can also do it. So better I show you. I think you already remembered that part. I just put that things as a note, and here if you want to do that work, I just simply take as a states, right? That is a states, and it is a states area. Here we have to pass our this property directly. So I just simply pass the direct property name, and here I name it. So I just name it as a Kazi new. Okay, so right now that is the new. So now if you want to access it, that means if you want to access this states, so that will be as a this states, and here we don't need to add any man. So here you have to just simply define that name. Okay, so I just simply added that name. So automatically it will be get our first index data. I show you, like here if you now click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, now you can see there is the same result. There is a Kazi new. Okay, so both of this you can actually use. You can use this one rather than you can use this one. So if you want to use this one, then you have to add your this array, that means this array index data, rather than you can directly access with this. Okay friend, I hope it's very much clear to you. So now I want to do in our input area, that means in our input area I want to do, if you put anything on particular that position, automatically it should be updated in particular that area. Okay, so here I want to binding it. So if you want to do that work, first of all, here in our input field area, here we have to add one of the onChars, that means the onChars method as a onChars. Okay, that means the onChars method, and into the onChars method area I want to pass some of the property, and here I pass some of the property whatever you want. So right now I name it as a change name. Okay, I just name it as a change name, one of the property. So now also we have to create this property, right? So we have to create it. So after this, okay, after this here I want to create one of the property name as a change name, and here also we have to pass our this event. So here I just simply pass our this event. I just simply pass our this event. You can use that event, or rather than if you want to use that e, you can use that e. Okay, so after that also I want to create one of the method, that means one of the array function. So I just simply added one of the array function, and into the array function area I want to add that our set state, that means the set. So that is actually our set states, and then here automatically it's added that these. Okay, so that means these set states, and in particular that method, that means the set states method area I want to pass our total target value, that means this event target value. Okay, so if you want to pass it, so here I want to pass it. So I just simply pass, I just name it one of the property. Okay, I just name that property as a name. I just name it as a name, and name will be with in our event. Okay, in our event. So if you actually put that things as a e on particular that area, then you have to also make the things as a e. Okay, so right now I'm using the total text as an event. So name event, into the name event area that have one of the target, and into the target I want to add some of the value. So here I added as a target. Okay, target to target, and to the target area there is a value. So I just simply added that value. So now we have to pass our this event. So here we have to pass it. So in particular that position, if you want to access this property, you have to add that this, and then our property name. Okay, that means this property name. So now let's check this out. If we now click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, now here I want to put as a only udemy. Yes, you can see it's automatically binding this data, and it's automatically updated as a udemy. So if you added that Kazi udemy, you can see it's now showing as a Kazi udemy. So here if you also want to add some of the default value, you can also add the default value, like here input field. So into the input field area. Okay, after that I added another value. So value will be as our same name, and that means our previous name. So it will be our this name. So this is state's name. So that means here I have already added on of the this states, and this state's name will be as a Kazi Ariya new, right? So this will be our main value. That means by default it should be display on here. So I just simply added, sorry, here we have to add the things with our start bracket, not this one. So better I just simply remove it, and here in our first bracket, so here I just simply pass our these states and the name, right? So that means that is actually our states. So if you want to access that states, you have to access it with the this and our property name as a name. So I just simply added that name. So now if you click as a save all, if you now click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, yeah, you can see by default actually showing our this property name as a Kazi Ariya new. I hope it's very much clear to you. So that is our property name, right? So it's now perfectly visible. And after that, if you want to change it as a Udemy, yeah, you can see it's now perfectly changed. So whatever the things you will put on here automatically, it's that this data, that means input field data, will be visible on here. I hope it's very much clear to you how can working with the two-way data binding. So that is actually our two-way data binding, all that code. Okay, so that's how you can actually manage it. And in our next video, I want to discuss about how you can add some of the style sheet in your component. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.